Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say hey.
Claudio Beauvue there, the Guadalupe striker, who scored away against Las Palmas. That's making a bit of money, the home club there, with a huge banner away. And the noise inside this arena holds just under 11,000. When it's full, it's as impressive as any arena that holds 2, 3, 4 times that amount. So for the home side, Iban Cuellar between the sticks, the summer signing from Sporting de Gijón. He is behind a back four of Joseba Zaldúa, Mauro dos Santos, Dimitris Siobas and Raúl Garcia. Two holding midfielders in the shape of Rubén Pérez and Darko Brasanac. The three attacking players going further forward, Javier Eraso, Gabriel and Alexander Szymanowski, while Claudio Beauvue, on loan from Celta de Vigo for the season, is the lone man up top. The referee for proceedings in this one, Jesus Gil Manzano, 33 years of age. He's travelled across from Don Benito in Extremadura, and a vastly experienced referee at this level rather. 2012, his first campaign in the Primera División, 12-13 season, and then promoted to the ranks of FIFA back in 2014. Leganés last term, Their first ever season in the Spanish top flight, finished 17th. 2 dramatic wins here in front of their own fans against Las Palmas and then Real Betis, ensuring that they had a second consecutive campaign. For the visitors now, Jan Oblak, the outstanding goalkeeper in La Liga Santander. As mentioned, he plays behind 3 central defenders, Jose Jimenez, Stefan Savic and Diego Godin. 5-man midfield made up of Ángel Correa, Thomas Partey, Saúl, Gabi and Koke. And the 2 players furthest forward, it is likely Luciano Vieto will play just behind Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann, who in the last couple of weeks, especially on Wednesday, did come in for a little bit of, not exactly criticism, but his performance raised a few eyebrows. Didn't really seem to get himself involved in the game. Wasn't able to really take on Chelsea's defence and help Atletico out, but he really is the go-to man for the visitors. A really impressive player who has been linked with a move away from the club. Manchester United highly interested in Griezmann's services in the summer, but due to the club's transfer ban, Atletico's transfer ban that is, the France international said that it wouldn't be kind now to stay put, considering what Atletico have given him. Too many Atletico players in the opposition half there. The referee restarting proceedings. 16 league goals last season, Antoine Griezmann, so he will be hoping to start building towards that once again. Both teams wearing their home colours and no clashes as Saúl makes early inroads and the ball back, and it is Luciano Vieto who takes the first shot of the game inside the opening 30 seconds, and Atletico immediately on the attack. And that early flurry of activity going forward has slightly silenced the fans of Los Peperinos even. I'll get my P's and R's in the right order. The cucumber growers, given the harvest around these parts, and that's just wide. They were claiming for a foul in there, Leganés, but Jose Maria Jimenez continued going through. Oh, no, there's nothing in that, is there? It's a clear dive from Joseba Zaldúa, very dramatic, very theatrical. And Jimenez just trying to prod it round the post, and you can see the number of latecomers. Such is the demand for this game that when it is a full house, people standing outside suddenly met by queues outside the stadium. Just perhaps knocked his arm there, Ivan Cuellar, having a quiet word with Mr. Gil Manzano, saying maybe could the doctor and physio come round to behind the posts and I'll receive a bit of treatment when the ball's away. You see here, there, it just ran into the post and maybe just knocked the bone or something. The dramatic fall from Joseba Zaldúa, quite sure what he was up to, but certainly not a free kick. Goal kick taken long, thumped back up and over. Antoine Griezmann just trying to get out of Mauro dos Santos' way, but Zaldúa reaches it, and it's another high ball forward. Beauvue can't control, but Alexander Simonovsky came across with purpose. That's a superb tackle though by Jose Jimenez, and Thomas Partey tries to clear up, and his opening couple of minutes are slightly frantic as that's played forward. Well played by Zaldúa, on loan with Leganés for the campaign from Real Sociedad. And it is Asier Garitano, a 47-year-old from Athletic Bilbao player. Played the majority of his career though in the lower leagues, and has done an absolutely incredible job here with Leganés since taking over from them back in 2013. Took them up to Segunda A in his first season. They finished 10th. Once they worked out the division, they then finished second the season before last, and then, as I said, kept them in the top flight last term and has been rewarded with a second consecutive campaign amongst the big boys. Free kick though to Atletico, played in by Koke. Headed out, but only as far as Ángel Correa over on that right hand side. Put back over the flick on. And it is the outstretched leg of Zaldúa that turns it away and behind, under pressure from Diego Godin, who was up for the free kick. He's still looking at the bench. There isn't any Ivan Cuellar, saying any chance for a bit of first aid. The Atleti fans around the arena with the noise, and the Leganés fans respond with whistles. Corner taken down to the left at Cuellar's wrist, not troubling there as he came and showed good command of his area, and will now try and get the home side up and running with that high ball forward. Szymanowski, the Leganés captain, who really has fought his way up. He actually had a couple of years many seasons ago on the books of Atlético de Madrid back in 2000. Now 28 years of age. So when he was around 10 or 11, discarded by Los Colchoneros at a very young age, went on to play in the lower leagues. You just see a repeat of the foul by Vieto, just blocking Dimitris Siavas from getting that. Szymanowski now playing in the big time, as I say, having worked his way up from lower league football. A bit like the Jamie Vardy story in England, although without the fairy tale ending, of course, of winning the league and international recognition. But what I mean is he's taken the same route to the highest level, the hard way. Free kicks conceded by Leganés, putting the pressure on their back four. Atletico have another one, and this time Gabi will take it. Down the side looking for Saúl, who makes a connection. Keeper thought about coming. Griezmann challenges. Koke wins it back. Not great defending, it has to be said, from Darko Brasanac. So the referee there doing what he does best, I have to say, a very popular referee. Yeah, and that came back off Brasanac onto the Atletico player and behind for the goal kick, which Ivan Cuellar indeed is now lining up, giving Leganés all the praise, of course, for their performances and staying in the top flight. And one has to say, with their financial restrictions, maybe the best way of putting it, they really did do a marvellous job at Atletico. Some could say are financially restricted when it comes to competing with Barca and Real Madrid. Gave them a run for their money last term. They ended up finishing third back in the Champions League. Another phenomenal campaign by Diego Simeone. Now in their new home, of course, of Wanda Metropolitano. 2 wins there in the league, but not able to pick up 3 points in the Champions League in their first European outing in their new and spectacular new home, I think it's fair to say. Leganés on the attack, trying to build down the right, header from Thaldua. Darko Brasanac beats Thomas Partey to the ball. Beauview back, but Gabi just calmly in. Still a bit frenetic, and finally a real up and under. Griezmann asked to get on the end of that, but Thaldua back ahead of him, hooks it away. Perhaps he could have done more. Atletico will accept the throw. Griezmann, who was at the bottle of bleach in recent weeks, maybe over the summer months, but certainly a lot brighter than it was last term. And here's Diego Godin, such an influential figure at the back for the visitors, both going forward from set pieces and indeed at the back, defending corners and the like. And that clever header back, very deftly done by Mauro dos Santos, one of a number of new recruits by Leganés in the summer, being brought in from Eibar, where he always seemed to play second fiddle. Dimitris Siavas was the biggest outlay that Leganés made in the summer, or the biggest outlay they made for, as Gabriel passes it back to the edge of the area. Thomas Partey was back there. €3 million Siavas cost. Ezequiel Munoz cost €2.5 million from Genoa, but he is unavailable tonight. One of a number of players out injured for the hosts. They also took advantage of the free transfer market, which included many players. Beauview with high feet. Savic was up. No foul, says the referee. Saúl brings it under control and thumps it forward. This time Griezmann does gain control. Koke looking for options into midfield for Vieto. Vieto does well there to retain control. Good pressure from Leganés, but he certainly does well. The Argentinian was on loan with Sevilla last term for the second half of the campaign. Brought in by Atlético. Down the line, Sierras just goes across and ensures it's out ahead of Bieto, the 23-year-old former Estudiantes Racing Club and Villarreal player. During my commentary of Leganés' win over Las Palmas last weekend, I did say Beauvue got his goal, but really needed to be further involved in the team play. He's doing his part tonight. Griezmann back to Saul. Saul across to Savic on that far side on the halfway line. All under control by Bieto. Angel Correa just trying to squeeze it down the line, will make do with the throw, which have to wait and see who comes across to take it, given the 3-5-2 formation they are playing. Thought it would be Correa's throw, instead it is Jose Maria Jimenez who comes all the way back, all the way up rather, from the back. I say very impressed by the number of home fans wearing the Leganés shirt. Blue and white stripes all over the arena tonight as that pass for Griezmann is blocked out. Bieto tries to make his way along the area, showing quick feet, and out went the leg from a Leganés defender. Now Beauvue, who is looking to pick up the pieces, but Savic got there ahead of him. Back out it goes from the Leganés defence, picked up once again by Los Colchoneros, who are playing, got to say, a very attacking system today. I've seen them in recent weeks struggling to get forward on some occasions. They're doing well enough tonight, but Leganés holding firm inside his opening 10 or 11 minutes. It is a throw into the home side, which is hooked up and then forward looking for Beauvue. He's not getting much change out of Godin or Savic, it has to be said. Nothing doing, says the referee. Cocky didn't jump, and Thaldua won it fairly. Now across to the far side. Jose Jimenez just sticks out the leg, can't stop it going out. Szymanowski looked to take it quickly, instead just leaves it for Raul Garcia. Sierras, Mauro dos Santos up and under once again, asking Beauvue to try and get on the end of it, but Jimenez to Savic and then to Jan Oblak for arguably his first touch of the game. Here is Thomas Partey. Leganés with 6 players in the opposition half, not really pressuring the ball high enough. That's very good. As soon as it went into the middle third, they closed it down, won it back. Now Gabriel, who was on Juventus' books for so long without playing a game for La Vecchia Signora. Rasso not able to bring it under control. Out with Thaldua. Rolled back into the path of Ruben Perez, but up and over the bar. First attempt of the game for the home side. They're just beginning to come out of the blocks ever so slightly. Diego Simeone will have known that will happen. Getting his bearings all wrong there. Just slicing across the ball, leaning back as he took the shot. Ruben Perez, who's in his second season on loan from Granada. Spent the majority of his career on loan. Another couple of players in the Leganés ranks with strong Atlético connections. Ruben Perez being one of them. He's on their books for 13 years, but spent so many of those out on loan. 6 loan spells during that time, having come up and reached professional status, while Ivan Cuellar, who is about to take this free kick, was also another product of the Atlético youth system, was on their books between 2002 and 2008. Made 8 first-team appearances for Los Colchoneros before moving on to Sporting de Gijón, where he really became better known. A regular in between the sticks for the Asturians. The header down just behind Jan Oblak's goal line. Gabriel looking frustrated, but as I say, Leganés just edging further and further upfield, beginning to stretch their lines, looking to apply the pressure to Atlético. And here's Diego Godin. Savic. Savic dummied the long ball and then rolls it out to Angel Correa, who's having to stay back, and well, that's actually Jose Maria Jimenez. Correa just in front of him. Well, the long sleeves from this distance. Diego Godin into the feet of Koke. Koke across to the club captain Gabi. There's another Atletico youth team product who left and came back. Gabriel Fernandez Arenas. Antoine Griezmann does well there. Not a good tackle from Thaldua. Now down the line, Saul has a bit of space. Has a look up. It was actually, I think, Ruben Perez who failed to get the challenge in on Griezmann. We'll get it all correct in a minute as it's rolled back. Jimenez. Comfortably dealt with though in the end by Mauro dos Santos. Over back to that far side where there's a whole host of players. That's a good tackle. And a turn in midfield from Darko Brasanac. Leganés having real problems getting away from the pressure applied by Atletico. That's decent in the end. Decided not to slot it through. Looking for Ruben Perez, and Perez then gets the challenge in, but not good enough. Koke. Perez takes it away from Thomas Partey and it's nicked forward, and that's better play. Now he'll be up and over the top. Godin in a foot race against Beauview, and Beauview able to hold it up and wait for teammates. Looks to take Godin, gets away from him, takes the shot. Saul back on defensive duties, doing ever so well just to put his legs in front of it. Stop the striker getting the shot in. He's on loan with Leganés, as I mentioned, from Celta. Rasso has it nicked off him in the corner. Koke to Saul. Leganés players claim it came off Saul and then over the line. The linesman away to our right, deciding the ball had already crossed the line when it touched the Atletico player, Diego Simeone. He spends nearly all game, every game in the technical area. I'm not sure about that, are you? Could well have been a throw into Leganés. Down the line, Saul with the flick forward. Mauro dos Santos to Thaldua, who flicks it up, it's good. Javier Rasso. Forward it goes by Ruben Perez. Beauview though wanting it over the top of the defenders, wants the foot race, doesn't want to have to challenge too often, it has to be said. It's probably not his strong point. Thomas Partey now to run by Gabi. Now Jose Maria Jimenez putting it forward. It's a good turn by Vieto. Griezmann goes into the near post, but Sierras kept his eyes on the ball while Vieto was looking up to see where his teammate was. It is a corner to Atletico. You see a Garitano with a bottle of water on the bench, just taking in what's happening. Knows he can't influence the game greatly. He said everything before the encounter, just seeing how his team play out the opening few minutes. Corner lifted right up and over. Godin with the challenge, goes to ground as the ball comes to this near side. Now Godin gets the challenge back in. It was very well played by the Atletico defender. Took too long on the ball, didn't he there, Ruben Perez? Well, Godin, that's a really good challenge. It's a throw in, and Atletico will try and box the home side into this corner now. Beauview. So just caught the striker. It wasn't intentional, he was certainly looking to play the ball. I think that's what he was just explaining to Mr. Gil Manzano. No cards. Thumbs up from Simeone. I think he agreed with the decision perhaps. You can see there it wasn't intentional by any means. Beauview just getting his foot in. Definitely a free kick, and I think Beauview thought that was probably going to hurt an awful lot, but he's back on his feet, no permanent damage done. Leganés free kick. Headed away by Godin. Griezmann will hook it forward, but the player who should have been running on to the end of that was the player who played it, so it's back with Ivan Cuellar now, Dos Santos. One player Leganés really do have to involve more is the player that ball was intended for, and it is Szymanowski. He's got the technical ability to unlock the Atletico defence. As it is Thaldua down the right, looking to take on Saul. Goes to ground, no foul. They managed to keep it in between them, Saul and Koke. Thomas Partey with the touch. He's done ever so well, hasn't he? Ghana international, made his way up through the Atletico ranks, having joined them back in 2011 from Odometa in his native Ghana. Had a spell with both Mallorca and Almeria on loan, Thomas Partey, to gain experience, and he's been given his legs by Diego Simeone. Appearances here and there, both starting and off the bench, and now a regular in Los Colchoneros midfield this season. Siavas, that was intended, it was very intelligent to take it away from Griezmann. Not such a great ball forward though, hooked up. Jose Maria Jimenez wins it. That's a knockdown from Ruben Pareto Thaldua. Back it goes to the midfielder, trying to turn away from Koke, just get away with it. It's Peperinos. Getting controversy over the direction of the throw-in. He's going to be taken. This time Saul gets it out of his hands, trying to get a quick one, but it is a Leganés throw. Saul Iñiguez, of course, his story has been well told, playing through the pain barrier with the burst kidney over a couple of year period. But he really is an exceptional player. Don't mention it too much around these parts. But for a couple of years, just around a decade ago, he was on the books of Real Madrid, or it is one to mention, the fact that Atletico saw something in him. Real Madrid allowed him to go. Now regular in the Spain national team as well. Now Szymanowski with a chance to run in behind the defence. Pulls it back well by View, running onto it, and it's not far away. Good pullback from Szymanowski, good anticipation by Beauview, just couldn't get his foot fully onto it, just wide, clearly onside on that far left flank. Look at Beauview making the run in, ran onto it before, got in, and just unable to trouble Jan Oblak, but a really good opportunity for Leganés on the volley. Perhaps a warning for Atletico. Diego Simeone, hip swivelling on the sidelines. I believe that one was off target, no doubt. Atletico, who in their away game against Las Palmas went goal crazy, 5-1 winners in the Canary Islands, but in every other game they played this season, the maximum number of goals they've scored is 2. They've only done that on 3 occasions. 2-2 away at Girona, having been 2 goals down when Antoine Griezmann was sent off, and that man there got the equaliser, Jose Maria Jimenez. 2-1 winners up in San Mamés against Athletic Club de Bilbao, and 2-0 winners over Sevilla. Simeone deep in conversation with his right-hand man, Germán Burgos. He's something of a character, the former goalkeeper. Does like a baseball cap these days, as the pair look on from the bench as the Atletico free kick is taken from that right flank, headed back out. Correa puts it back in, Siavas, no nonsense. Now the afterburners are on from Szymanowski. Has a look round to see where his teammates are as he puts the pressure on Jan Oblak. Oblak has time to put it back up and over. Well, one in the air by Mauro dos Santos. Javier Raso just holding it up, and a really poor pass from him. Just seems to lose where his teammates were. Then Angel Correa is closed down and passes the ball to Siavas, a real size above Correa. Well, Siavas is a size above most players, to be honest, and then he runs out of space and runs into an Atletico-shaped cul-de-sac down that far side. Now up and over, the game swinging from end to end here. Bieto looking for teammates, waiting for someone to join him. A very good tackle there. Koke not able to get out. Before goes the high ball. Savic beats Beauview to it once more, but they pick it up the second ball. It was Gabriel that won it, but that's not a good pass. Savic was always going to be first to that. Atletico just calm things down ever so slightly, and also momentarily, one suspects. With these 3 central defenders sitting at the back, it allows the midfield to drop in and out. Saul playing in a deep position, as Thomas Partey does when he looks to come and collect the ball up and over the top. But even if Griezmann had started the run, looks around slightly annoyed at Partey. He'd say he need better than that. He would have been offside, one suspects. Partey with a grimace there. 24 years of age, the Ghana international. Antoine Griezmann now coming into what will be considered the peak years of his career. 26 at the moment, turns 27 in March of 2018. Have to see if Atletico can keep him for another season or two, or whether even richer clubs around Europe will come sniffing once more. Saul just holding off Thaldua before returning the ball back to Godin. Partey. That's a glorious ball inside a fullback to find Saul. Thaldua having to track back. In the end, it's Mauro dos Santos who's there to cover, getting in ahead of Vieto, thumping it away to this near side for a throw. Up goes the chance of Atleti again, and the whistles from the Leganés fans. Koke. It's a decent ball in, held up by Gabi, who turns back. Angel Correa just trying to use his quick feet to get himself out of a space, and Griezmann tries to find him, but it's intercepted by the impressive figure of Siavas once more. Now Angel Correa up against Raul Garcia on that far side. Jose Maria Jimenez returns it to Savic, and it comes across once again. Godin in a bit of space. They're working their way round. Leganés now sitting back with all 10 behind the ball, up and over the top. Griezmann won't reach that. Leganés defending well, it has to be said. Almost playing Atletico at their own game, with the amount of players that are able to get behind the ball. Ivan Cuellar with a very serious look on his face as he prepares to send this one long. Gabriel challenging slightly more of a duel for the central defenders than Beauview's offered, but even so, Atletico are the team that come away with it. Almost got through there, didn't he? Thaldua. Arasa having to drop back in while Thaldua recovers his position. Here he comes. Atleti move it across to that far side. Savage, who never really looks like he wants to be the player who takes it forward and is responsible for the full momentum. That's a good pass once again to Saul, and this time it's Thaldua. I think that'll be a throw to Atletico. Yeah, I think that is fair. 3 or 4 50-50 decisions perhaps from a distance to make the throw-ins down this side. The referee's got the majority right. Godin. Savic. Back to the Uruguayan Thomas Partey. So the only real option he has. You can see how Leganés are just trying to prevent the player in possession from being able to do too much with it, closing down the spaces, so that when the man on the ball looks up, it looks like it's going to have to be a 50-50 ball, to rely on really good close control to play it into the small spaces available. Leganés did pick it up ever so briefly, but gave it straight back to Atletico. Now Koke. Griezmann, you can see, trying to drop back in front of the Leganés back four, but they take too long to get it forward. Atletico, it's a bit ponderous at the moment. Now Gabi tries the up and over, and that's a good ball. Jimenez knocks it down. Angel Correa will claim free kick. Griezmann goes round the keeper, up and over, and eventually Dos Santos thumps it away. I'm not sure it was going to head in. Gabi then takes the shot. Partey onto it. He would dearly like that to be slightly further to his right to drive it. Saul steps inside, tries the 1-2, but he'll be crowded out, no doubt about that. Good play between Ruben Perez and Thaldua to stop the Atleti midfielder from advancing. Let's have a look here. Oh no, that was never going to be handball from Siavas, and Griezmann did well to keep it in. Flicked up by Correa, but nobody in a red and white shirt in the middle able to put the pressure on. So goal kick, and the atmosphere just calms ever so slightly. So a number of people walking around the perimeter here at Butarque. Theoretically, you could just stand at the back and watch, but I think the security guards do check where your seat maybe is if you do that. Another high ball forward. I wonder if Leganés are thinking they can try and pick up the second ball, and if that is the case, they haven't done a very good job of it thus far. So, that's a decent ball up and down for Vieto, who gets round the back, but Dos Santos did just enough to stop the Atletico man from being able to find a teammate. Just ran out of field, didn't he, there? It clearly hit his arm, Siobas, but you have to think when it's that close in, it is ball to hand rather than hand to ball. Doesn't always have to be intentional, of course, for the free kick, but I think really he had no opportunity there, Siobas, to do anything about that. And so we are back with Ivan Cuellar with the goal kick. The crowd just beginning to find their voice again. Atletico dominating possession, 67% to Leganés' 33, of course. Saldúa down the line. Rasso turns back, plays it in to the feet of Rubén Pérez. Better from Leganés. They need to maintain possession, just pass it around slightly. Long balls are all very well, but they really have to be accurate. Pass down the line for Szymanowski to try and challenge, but Jimenez just wins it back. Gabi saying Savic should have been the recipient of the throw-in, but he just took too long, Jimenez, and so now he's looking to go up the line, perhaps. Taking his time. Leganés fans not happy. One back far too easily by the home team. Gabriel turns away from Jimenez, but his pass in field only goes to Gabi. Wins it back though. Does well. Gabriel Apel Pires, 24-year-old Brazilian midfielder. Whilst on the books of Juventus, having joined them from Resende's youth sides. Maybe in the professional ranks by the time he left. So many loan spells. That's a decent ball in. Savic just stayed in position though. Koke has a look round. Allows Saldúa to win it, oddly enough. Gabi puts it up in the air. Atletico not really clearing their lines. Now the pressure will begin to be applied to the ball by the visitors, but Leganés work it out to that far side. Raul Garcia thought about sending it either in or down the flank. Instead pulls it back to Rubén Pérez. Pressed and looked for an opening. Atletico now just allowing Leganés some time on the ball. Saldúa back to Dos Santos. Limited options going forward for the home side, and that's a poor ball. And the shout from Jan Oblak is heard by Diego Godin. It runs through to the keeper, who immediately gets it back into play. Gabi out to the far side. Angel Correa, Griezmann dropping back. Does that occasionally. Not often enough perhaps, but has his instructions of where he should play. Savic with a quick swivel, quick sidestep. Took Gabriel out of the game. Putting in some good work though, the Leganés midfielder, has to be said. Griezmann, that could have been useful. Saldúa will mop up. Koke trying to keep with him. Does very well there, the fullback, but in the end hooks it out of play. Cleared the danger though for Leganés, and then couldn't work out whether to go infield or down the line. Party skips away from Gabriel. It looks like he's just having a breather, having put in all that legwork, trying to close down Atleti in their own half. Now Raul Garcia buys the throw-in off the legs of Jose Jimenez. Raul Garcia, formerly of Deportivo de La Coruña, where he was raised through the youth system there, and joined Almeria for a couple of seasons before moving on to Alaves. Spent 3 years at Mendizorroza, first on loan and then making the move permanent, and was part of the squad last term, as Alaves enjoyed a very good first season back in the Spanish top flight, finishing 9th and reaching the Copa del Rey final. Angel Correa into the area there, back for Saúl, he drives it goalwards. Really good save low down from Ivan Cuellar. It was a fairly central effort, but well hit, needed to be saved there. I think Gabriel, didn't he bring that down with his back? If he did, that was a piece of real skill. Seen Ronaldinho do things like that years ago. And Thomas Partey penalised, he can't quite believe it. Let's have a look at this. Oh, we've got to say that's 50-50, isn't it? How he's awarded that to either side, I don't know. There's the movement from Correa. Here's Saúl's drive. Keeper had to have his wits about him, but did well. See the little jump onto the tiptoes before the dive. Kept the spring in his feet, but in the end was fairly close to the keeper's body. So one goal attempt each. Beauvue driving Leganés' effort wide after good work from Szymanowski, and that Atletico's first shot on target. Up and over, but Yano Black was always going to get that. A little bit concerned about the bounce as it came through. Last season's winner of the Zamora Trophy as the best goalkeeper in La Liga Santander. He is such an assured figure, isn't he, Yano Black? 6'3", 1m89. Honed his goalkeeping skills first in his native Slovenia with Olimpia Ljubljana, but then Portugal, 4 years with Benfica, but also 4 loan spells with Beira-Mar and Olanense, União de Leira and Rio Ave, before moving to Atletico to replace Thibaut Courtois in 2015. Throwing to Atletico on the right flank into the 36th minute of the encounter. Leganés 0, Atlético de Madrid 0. The referee just deciding to have a quiet word with Szymanowski that he's the one in charge. Don't need to berate the linesman. There you go, well, good refereeing that from Mr. Gil Manzano. No card, just telling the Leganés captain he should be leading by example and not arguing with the officials. Thrown to the near post, Godin got the double bounce. Referee didn't like something in there and decides free kick to Leganés, just calm things down. And again, Griezmann, I've got to say, a peripheral figure in this opening half. The fox in the box, of course, got the first ever goal in the Wanda Metropolitano. And that 1-0 win over Malaga, but even in that game, he did what he's paid for and put it in the back of the net, but really involved in a lot of the team play, it has to be said, not as much as he has been, and we know that he can. It's a very good layoff though, having just said all that. Now Vieto into the area, Griezmann looking to attack it, but in the end Vieto buys the corner off the legs of Siabas. And again, Godin, Jimenez and Savic can all come forward. Here Godin and Savic both 6'2", 1m87, whilst Jose Jimenez is only 6'1", 1m85. Fourth corner of the game for Atletico. Again, they must have worked on this Leganés because they are defending those set pieces, which are something of an Atletico speciality, very well. Szymanowski loses out to his opposite number 11 in trying to recuperate the ball. Not out, says the linesman. Angel Correa now up and over Godin. Desperately hoping there was someone behind him. Now a foot race against Thaldua. Thaldua went over far too easily, right in front of the baying Atletico fans. I mean, really, it's all very well protecting the ball, but a bit of a con job, but nevertheless, free kick to Leganés. Godin, no stranger himself to waiting for contact and going over, so he needn't look so aghast when it happens in the other way. Ivan Cuellar with a huge kick once again. Saul getting the touch. Oh dear, oh dear. Gotta say, that looked like a Leganés throw, but as it is, Saul, only he will really know. Simeone can't be complaining about the order of that throw-in. Rasso tackled by Partey too easily. Just need a bit more ganas, as they say in Spain, a bit more desire, a bit more fight. Some of the Leganés midfielders to win that. Again, more controversy. And ends with Saul taking the throw. Seems oblivious all, doesn't he? To it all rather. Saul Iñiguez, the 22-year-old. He will be 23 in November. That's a good flick from Gabriel. Beauvue finally has it at his feet, and some of the fans desperately hoping he was fouled, but he wasn't. Thaldua turns back under pressure from Koke. Griezmann wanders towards the keeper, but only really for effect as that high ball goes up. Szymanowski jumped underneath it. Gabi rather brings it down, flicks it forward. Vieto won't reach it before Ivan Cuellar. Again, Szymanowski doesn't judge the ball very well when it comes down him like that, runs underneath it, or has done on the last couple of occasions. A bit unfair to perhaps make it sound like he always does that, but certainly the last twice. Leganés won't be too disappointed with the way things are going. They might want slightly more forward momentum, more entertaining, but Leganés. But Malaga played a very similar game earlier in the day away against Sevilla. I always feel Leganés have something in them, whereas Malaga just looked a bit bereft up front. Leganés, of course, the home side in this one, while Malaga were away in Sanchez Pizjuan. A laugh and a smile between Beauvue and Diego Godin as Leganés take the throw. No foul, no progress, but Thomas Partey will bring it under control. Does well up and over the top. I think El Correa does keep it in. That's a very good knock. And again, Siabas reading it all so well. Not sure he'd have wanted that back. He doesn't get it back. It's a poor clearance, it has to be said. Ivan Cuellar, he had far more time on the ball than that. I've got to say, it's great to be in a football stadium and see fans mixed. No hint of problems. Leganés, a friendly club on the outskirts, southern outskirts of the Spanish capital. Diego Godin just slipping on the ball and nudged aside by Gabriel, who then can't keep it in, and there'll be more controversy over the direction of this throw. Taken quickly by Saul once more, and Thomas Partey upended by Gabriel. No card, but most certainly a foul. Koke across to this near side for Saul. It's a very late challenge on Beauvue. He went down, really had his ankles taken away from him, didn't he? He's picked up by Thomas Partey. Let's have a look. Won it back. A real good tussle as he won it back. No, it wasn't that serious in the end. Beauvue just adding a slightly theatrical touch, felt the contact, went over, ensured that the referee knew there'd been contact, and so it is a free kick. And Beauvue and Godin still chatting away. Guadalupe international with the Uruguayan international. Angel Correa. There he is, Gabi. Now Stefan Savic across to Godin. So all playing as the wing back, just pushing up. One has to wonder if Diego Simeone will go back to his more familiar 4-4-2 formation in the second half and give up a man in midfield and try and work down the flanks with traditional wide men. At the moment, Jose Maria Jimenez putting in the legwork on that far side. A decent ball over Angel Correa, but well defended that. It was Thaldua back in between his two central defenders who got it clear. Savage controls with not a single Leganés player in the opposition half. Thomas Partey out to the far side for Coque. Jorge Resurrección Merodio. And there's Coque. Now Godin with a real up and under looking for Jimenez, who thunders into Raul Garcia. Straight back to Iban Cuellar as we enter the final minute of the opening 45 in this derby encounter. It could be considered. Savic just caught with the ball under his feet. Another rather, well, not wasted ball, because Thaldua really makes up some ground. Waits for it to stop bouncing over to the far post. Savic, who gave away possession, is the one who wins it in the centre. Hooked forward by Saul, and then returned to the keeper once more. And I've got to say, Atletico just looking slightly blunt up front. Just looking like they need something extra going forward. They do have Kevin Gameiro, of course, and Yannick Carrasco, who's been on the bench or indeed substituted in recent weeks, and of course Nico Gaitan and Fernando Torres also there, one front ready to reinforce the defence along with Masalico. Last four Leganés. Naranjo is a forward player, and Nabil El Saad, Amrabat Gumbau, Diego Rico the fullback, and Unai Bustinza on the bench as the half-time whistle goes here in Butarque. No goals, plenty of frenetic action, not too many chances. Now both coaches will get the players in the changing room and try and work out exactly how things can improve in the second 45 minutes. Do join us for all the action after the break as we leave you here with the half-time scoreline of Leganés 0, Atlético de Madrid 0.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth, maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive? Break the chains and our freedom's ours to take. chase the light when the world is getting darker. I have a dream where love's the only side. So take my hand, join the army of the shadows. Going harder, we are more than numbers, standing in this shade. Going louder, we are all one color, standing in their way. Join the army of the shadow. Join the army of the shadow. Join the army of the shadows, shadows, shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Going harder, we are more than numbers, standing in their shade. Going louder, we are all one color, standing in their way. Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full. I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive. We're just listening. We're existing.
And there will be a change here, and it is an attacking change for the home side. That is Nabil El Sar about to come into the fray, and he will replace Darko Brasanac. So Nabil El Sar is on. France-born Morocco international. It is an attacking change. Received a round of applause from the Las Palmas fans when he came on as a substitute there, having left them in the summer after a couple of years in the Canary Islands. Came on for Leganés in the 2-0 win last time out. Nabil also had 5 years on the books with Liverpool, don't forget. Fans of English Premier League football may remember him. He only made 21 appearances, league appearances that is, after joining them from Saint Etienne, and then decided to try his luck in Spanish football, joining Levante back in 2011. But he's on here now, and he's hoping that he can help change Leganés' fortunes. And as I say, it is for the neutral, a change for the better. Running through the bottom of your screen there, the changes: Ivan Cuellar in goal, or should I say the team lineups. Ivan Cuellar in goal for Leganés. Raul Garcia, Dimitrios Siobas, Mauro dos Santos and Joseba Thaldua. A cross in from the left-hand flank, cleared away by Godin. Beauview tackled by Partey. In the midfield now for Leganés: Nabil El Sar, Ruben Perez, Javier Raso, Gabriel and Alexander Chimanovsky supporting Claudio Beauview. Whilst for the visitors, Jan Oblak is the keeper. 3 central defenders: Diego Godin, Stefan Savic and Jose Jimenez. The ball is deflected away and behind for a corner on that far side. Good run by Joseba Thaldua. Just conclude with the midfield for Atletico: Coque, Gabi, Saul, Thomas Partey, Ángel Correa, Antoine Griezmann and Luciano Vieto up front. And a strong bench there, as you saw. Carrasco with Griezmann. But it is the home team who have the corner. Maybe Asier Garetano has said, let's get out there and get at them early on. They haven't really offered a great deal, Atletico. They've been strong at the back. Leganés brought down by Gabriel, who just loses out. Now perhaps a break from Los Colchoneros. Griezmann picks it up and is immediately closed down. Oh dear, that's a terrible challenge from Ruben Perez. He's lucky really to get away with a yellow card there. A rugby tackle, one for the team. Not sure who he's too unhappy with, but really what a way to bring down Antoine Griezmann. Round the shoulders, down you go. Exactly, what on earth was that, says Griezmann. I'm not surprised he wants a quiet word with Ruben Perez, but you could see it coming. As soon as Griezmann went past Ruben Perez, I had a feeling that something was going to happen as the pair make up, and Atletico have themselves a free kick. Cocky over it, a slightly confused expression. I'm sure he knows what he's about to do. Lifted up and over. Maybe wasn't hoping to pick out the outstretched arms of Ivan Cuellar, but he did. The keeper went down, and he got injured in the first half early on, didn't he? Whether he'll need some treatment or not. It was an awkward fall. It was the wrist hitting the post in the first half. Now it looks like he's landed just awkwardly there. He's back up on his feet though and recovered. It will be he who takes the free kick. 2 players down, one from either side. Ángel Correa joined on the floor by Gabriel. Probably looking up at the referee. Leganés have won the free kick. Ángel Correa committing the foul on Gabriel. Yeah, don't look at him, didn't he? Didn't jump, and that's usually the case. Player not jumping. Did he land on the ankle? Yes, he did. That's where the pain comes from Correa. Gabriel got the knock and landed awkwardly, but he came down with a lot of body weight. Luckily for Ángel Correa, perhaps not his full body weight, on the outside of the ankle. It is Raul Garcia with the free kick into the edge of the area, headed back to the free kick taker, back to the edge of the area, and then just nodded away by Saul, who's Not necessarily a natural central defender getting in that position there. Godin just gives him a look of, well, you did what you had to. Szymanowski leaving the throw for Raul Garcia on this occasion. Back it goes to Ruben Perez. He's now the only player on a yellow card after that rugby tackle on Antoine Griezmann. Raul Garcia out wide to Szymanowski. As I said in the first half, Szymanowski is a player perhaps being kept quiet by Atletico's tactics, but Leganés really should try and find more balls out wide to him. Can produce something, given a chance. Down the line, that will stay in. Here goes Szymanowski setting off to try and close down Stefan Savic before he has a chance to send it back up the line. It does deflect off the Leganés player. Well played by Angel Correa to take it away and flick it forward. Slightly delayed reaction from Bieto. Now Mauro dos Santos has his pocket picked. Here goes Bieto trying to get through the middle. What a tackle that is from Thaldur. He's having a great game. The fullback coming across, helping out his central defenders. And he's been very impressive, Joseba Thaldur, on loan from Real Sociedad. Nabil El-Sar with his first real interaction, edging towards the area, plays it back out to Thaldur, back to El-Sar, but just can't get his foot round it into the advertising sheets. A smile, the intention was good, but just overcooked the pass. There's the challenge. Really, really strong tackle. Had to be made. Studs down onto the ball. Bieto went over, maybe hoping there'd be a free kick in that, but there certainly was never going to be. Just a constant level of noise in this encounter. I said before the game, it may hold just under 11,000 this stadium, but when it's full and the place is rocking. It hasn't really been rocking tonight because Leganés have been slightly up against Atletico, dominating the possession, but I'm sure if the home side were to get off the mark first, then really things would change. They have reduced the amount of possession. They were on 67 to 33. It's now 60-40 in favour of Atletico, so Leganés have offered more in these opening 7 minutes of the second half. Gabi trying to find the run of Correa, but all the way through to Ivan Cuellar. Here's Szymanowski, Party closing him down. Raul Garcia down the line. Does very well there, Gabriel to shrug up. Gabi goes infield rather than down the line. Eraso to Nabil El-Thar. Thaldur on the overlap. There's a lot of Atletico players. It's a good pullback. What a save by Yano Black. What a marvellous reflexive stop. Keeps out the shot. It wasn't point blank by any means, but it certainly came at him with some speed, the goalkeeper, and he showed just why he is such a vital piece. PSG were interested in the summer, so the rumours went. What a save. What a good move from Leganés as well. There were so many Atletico players in the area, but the pullback really took them all by surprise. They'd all moved their way into the 6-yard area expecting the low ball in. But now things could become very, very interesting as Yannick Carrasco is about to be brought on. We'll wait and see who it's for. What a stop that is. It was fairly central, admittedly, but we've seen shots like that flying before. It's Angel Correa who's off. See which flank Carrasco is employed on. He's starting on the right hand side here as Ivan Cuellar weighs up this clearance forward. Party up with Gabriel, nodded on by Beauvue. Szymanowski, whether he intended to do that, I'm not sure he did. Back to Beauvue. Raul Garcia offering a chance. Szymanowski, that's a good ball into Gabriel, laid off. Ruben Perez thought about the shot, selflessly played it across to Thaldur, who keeps it in play. Griezmann can't get the ball out. Thaldur into Nabil El-Thar, and in the end concedes the throw. Didn't come off Griezmann according to the lines, and I've got to say the majority of Leganés fans on that far side didn't appeal, so perhaps the correct decision. Now a chance of Leganés. 11,500. Having said, and every statistic I've read said that the arena holds just under 11. Maybe there's a few people standing at the back. 10,954 seems to be the general consensus, but they've definitely squeezed a few more in here tonight. That clearance there, and Leganés fans pleased at their side, just beginning to apply the pressure now. Atletico need an outlet. Here was Simeone looking like he's just waiting for one player on the field to take some responsibility. Maybe more than one, but he needs one to start it all off. Carrasco closing down, now over on the left, Griezmann on the right, Prieto through the middle as things currently stand. Good ball out to that far side for Nabil El-Sad, not a good pass though from the Morocco international. Godin to Partey. Fernando Torres there, just lost me for a moment. Fernando Torres, maybe he'll come on for Prieto, one would think. Prieto has had a reasonably quiet game. Griezmann will rarely be substituted given the fact that one decent ball forward, one half chance, and we all know just how clinical he can be. Koke thought about the ball upfield, realised the pass wasn't on, over to the far side for Saul. Carrasco dropping deep to try and receive the ball over on that far side. Now had a look up. Big Koke leaves it for Gabi. Carrasco now up the line alongside Prieto, dropping again, wanting it. Atletico play it around, and that's a good battling from both of you, and he takes it away. Now to this near side, making inroads, now taking on Jimenez, and he goes over Jimenez. A sensible play. Yeah, to ask the referee which way the free kick was. Raul Garcia there just going into the back of him, and Jimenez buying the free kick. So Godin's eyebrows raised in the first half when it happened to him when Thaldua went down. Probably be appreciative of Jose Jimenez's efforts there just to take the pressure off ever so slightly. Is Atletico are seeing a lot of the ball again, but in their own defensive third and indeed the midfield third. It's not a good ball. He had options and just took his far too long. Szymanowski looking frustrated, explaining to his teammates where exactly he thought they should be. Open the game up. Torres ready to come on. Griezmann back to Gabi. Gabi with a change to the far side for Saul to control. Again Carrasco, something of a figure not yet involved, striking something of a figure waiting for his chance, and now the ball does go over to the flank where he has occupied. He'll have to try and close down this second ball. Nabil El-Sad flicks it over him, but only as far as Saul once again. He rolls it into the feet of Stefan Savic. Godin, one touch football from Atletico, just taking it away from Leganés. They're not committing men forward, the home side here. Jimenez to Gabi. Savic now looking to turn provider, trying to lift it up and over the top of Thaldua, but he read it well. The fullback nods it down. El-Sad can now look up, moves away from Carrasco. Atletico looking to close down quickly, apply the pressure once again. Rubin Perez out wide. Thaldua goes backwards to Mauro dos Santos, and in turn he finds Ivan Cuellar, who has no qualms about putting his boot through that, but straight into the lap of Diego Godin. Jose Maria Jimenez, 22-year-old former Danubio central defender, gets it forward. Thomas Partey can't bring it under control. Raul Garcia, Szymanowski wants it. Tries to cut in field, decent, gets away. Now Szymanowski into the area, pulls it back. Nabil El Sar, another save from Jan Oblak, a great move from Leganés. Good dummy. El Sar took aim, it was a decent strike. Jan Oblak not happy with his defence there. Szymanowski with the ball, dummy from Beauview. And a really good hit from El Sar. What a save that is. It's a really good strike right up into that top corner, but look at Oblak, he makes it look easy. He's a big man. What a strong left arm to palm that away. And there are the Leganés fans, serenaded by the number 13, who I don't know how much of the game he is seeing, but he is the conductor of the chorus. And even the Atletico fans are up for this song as the corner comes in to the back for Szymanowski once again. This time Jimenez comes out to him, plays it back. Griezmann looking to close down. Raul Garcia with a really high up and under. Just overdid it, and the photographer behind the advertising hoardings thought he was going to try and reach it, but almost fell over his equipment there. Now the change will be made, and as I suspected, it is the largely ineffective Luciano Vieto who goes off. And of course it is Fernando Torres who comes on. So Torres becomes the second substitute for Atletico, following Yannick Carrasco on, 33 years of age now. Made well over 200 appearances, having come up through Atletico's youth teams between 2001 and 2007 for 4 largely very successful years with Liverpool. 4 seasons on the books of Chelsea, but it has been one of those on loan with AC Milan, who he joined permanently 2 years ago. Having joined them, he was loaned straight to Atletico, and they made the move permanent in the summer of 2016. Made over 100 appearances for Spain as well, Fernando Torres. 38 international goals. Saul with the throw on that left flank for Atletico. Yannick Carrasco perhaps the intended target. I'll need some movement from the Belgian though. Down the line for Torres, he's quickly surrounded. Can't get it out. Nabil El Sar needs some quick movement from Leganés. Eventually Mauro dos Santos just decides to get it clear. Beauview challenging. Gabby let him go over the top, and the ball ran behind to Godin. Party. Leganés with 9 players behind the ball, just ensuring that when an Atletico player looks up, really very little to aim at, with any real security, that is, without just popping it up and seeing what can happen. Atletico rarely play percentage football though. Well, there's a percentage ball which Siavas will win. And by a percentage ball I do mean play the same thing 10 times and it'll work on a number of occasions. Just keep trying. Atletico like to be slightly more precise, slightly more judged than that, maybe slightly more logical in some respects. Saric to Godin. Lots of patient build-up, but again, force back. Can't get at their half, or if they do get across the halfway line, they're quickly forced back at the moment, especially in the last few minutes. Atletico. Jan Oblak to Jose Maria Jimenez. Or Jimenez. Here Godin outside of the boot. Gets a bit lucky. Yannick Carrasco picks it up, tries to find Griezmann behind the Frenchman. And now reel up and under for Alzar. Just unable to keep it in thanks to the bounce. Decent idea. Perhaps Godin always knew it was going to drift out. Didn't really rush over to it, did he? Leganés spread further up the field and more prone perhaps to balls flipped over the top, but Mauro dos Santos battling away with Carrasco, and it came off the Atletico man last, I think it did. I think that was quite clear. Carrasco can, I think he'll know. Looks surprised momentarily, given the fact that Leganés were playing in the Spanish third tier just 4 seasons ago. Got a feeling, as you just saw there, a man in an Atletico shirt with a Leganés scarf. Some loyalties divided maybe. Atlético fans who live in Leganés, who used to wander along to watch the local semi-professional team, now having to choose, really divided. I have known people like that back in England who supported teams in perhaps the 4th tier or maybe even non-league, and ask what would happen if they were in the division, the same division as your favourite Premier League club or current Premier League club, if they went down, for example. And actually never known anybody who supported two teams who did work their way either up or down and meet. There's the ball in from this left-hand side. Szymanowski into the area. Savic decides to go safety first, taking it away from Raul Garcia. 24.5 minutes remaining. Are we going to have a winner here at Butarque? Someone going to make the breakthrough and really set up a grandstand finish. 2 balls on the pitch. Another change, and it will be Antoine Griezmann, who is taken off. He has been peripheral, and he will be replaced by the defensive figure of Simi Vasalikot, who will come on, and perhaps they will revert to a 4-4-2 now with the fullback coming in. We'll have to see. So perhaps a surprising change. Maybe Griezmann just feeling the effects of a busy and fairly hectic schedule at the start of the 2017-18 campaign. All 3 changes now made though by Atlético. One would suspect Jose Jimenez will come across to right back, and maybe we'll see Fernando Torres partnered up front, either by Carrasco, whether supported by the 5-man midfield, or we'll have to see. There's the save. It really was a wonderful save. Best moment of the game, it has to be said. Really well hit by Nabil El Thar. See, Garitano frustrated, as so many head coaches have been when seeing Jan Oblak stretch out one of his arms or put his body in the way of a shot. I mean, he is such a tremendous goalkeeper. It is Siobas. Thumps it towards Beauview. First touch, make sure the second one was a tackle, and Gabby won that. Now the atmosphere really dropping. This game does need a goal. Fairly obvious to say that, but it needs it in so many respects. Savic. Tough tackle from Szymanowski. Jimenez not happy about that. Party rolling it to Godin, who crosses the halfway line on a rare sortie. Stayed there now as he received that ball back. I'm sure he will quickly return though. Gabby beyond Jimenez to Coque. Just having to slot back into their new system, I think. Same Vasalika, they're keeping the 3 at the back. Vasalika has gone out to the left and Saul has come into the centre more. So a slight rearrangement in midfield. Coque. There's an awful lot of very central midfielders on the field at the moment, in the shape of Coque, Party, Saul and Gabby. Torres looking for some movement. Instead it goes down the line, just held up. See them watering the pitch before the game. It is an old trick, of course. Teams play against sides that really rely on their short passing game. That's a good knockdown. Beauview though, his layoff to where El Zar should have been, but it was El Zar who was making tracks through the middle. Saul, he's looking to try and find a way through this really well manned, and I've got to say, well marshalled, disciplined Leganés defence. And again Thaldua getting there first. El Zar to the fullback, rolled to Ruben Perez, who turns one way then back the other into the feet of Gabriel. That's very intelligent indeed. Moves Leganés across into Atlético territory now. Raul Garcia, nobody ahead of him, everybody across on that far side. He lifts it up. It's a very similar centre to the one he sent behind, just not really enough quality on it. Just wondering if Diego Rico might be brought on at some stage to supply those crosses. We'll have to wait and see. He has been impressive playing as left back, and he is on the bench. And if Raul Garcia can't provide the centres, then, as I say, Garitano may well turn to him. We shall find out. Ruben Perez allowed to move right up, has to flick it out to the far side. Thaldua, Nabil El Zar quite close to him, just to provide options. Decent pass into the centre. Raul Garcia again. Szymanowski on this occasion sticking to this left-hand touchline. A well-weighted pass into Gabriel. Beauvue goes over. No foul, says the referee. Savic won the ball cleanly. All a bit simple from Beauvue. Raul Garcia watching it. Siavas is going to take control. Flicks it up down the line. Saul then tries to take it away from the backtracking Szymanowski, and it is a throw to Atletico. Now comes the former Barca man, Gerard Gumbau. Will come into the fray. We'll have to see who for. 3 appearances for the Blaugrana, having joined them from Girona back in 2014. Carrasco wanted to take this quickly. Alzar didn't retreat. Similar expression to Koke had when he took a free kick from about here. Up and over, and almost a similar result. This time Ivan Cuellar gets the boot on it. Godin tries the acrobatic return. Leganés fans thought that was dangerous play. Not so, says the referee. Koke on that far side. He puts it into the area now. Flick on by Godin, and what a stop by Ivan Cuellar. Just the flick to try and take it away from the keeper, but a really, really good save there. Been praising Jan Oblak, but what a stop that is. Corner to Atletico. One really outstanding save from either keeper now. Some pushing and shoving. Fernando Torres getting himself involved. Only one player booked so far in this encounter, Ruben Perez, for dragging down Antoine Griezmann. 5th corner you can see for Atletico into the 6-yard area, off the head of Godin, back up and under by Gabi, into the mix. Into the mixer, perhaps I should have said, to use a colloquial phrase. Szymanowski avoids Carrasco very well, but then the pass forward just overhit. Beauvue having problems. Gabi flicks it back again. Raul Garcia into midfield. Nabil El Zar, gotta say, would really be the favourite in an aerial duel against the Atletico back four. Jumped underneath that. Atletico remaining patient. They are well used to trying to break down stubborn defences, and they are well used to remaining patient, not rushing, not making mistakes. That ball up. Siavas beats Torres in the air. Down the line from Koke. Siavas again ahead of Torres. Cleared into the stand down below us. Throw-in taken to Koke. Ball in, gathered well by Ivan Cuellar before Torres can get to him. There's the flick. What a stop that is. Really full stretch across. Palmed it away with the left hand. Really good flick from Godin as well. Should give him some praise. Good cross. Did well to angle that. Really, really smart header. Now there will be a change. Gerard Gumbau will come on for Gabriel. So perhaps dreams do come true as Gumbau continues his introduction to life in the Spanish First Division with Leganes. Coming off the bench once again, just as he has done in previous games. Had a golden opportunity, didn't he, against Espanyol away from home in the final moments of that one. 1-on-1, but drove it straight at Pau Lopez. Now Raul Garcia with a chance to make amends for his last couple of set pieces, and again that's a decent ball in this time. Godin out to the far side. Mauro dos Santos has a look, whips it all the way across. Szymanowski brings it under control. Turns one way, then the other, then clips it up into the area, headed out by Gabi. Only as far as Gumbau, who plays it out to Dos Santos. Not really the type of skillful technical player you want out on that flank, but that's decent. Now Gumbau has a bit more time to weigh this up, having received the ball from Thaldur, but his crossing is easy enough for Godin to deal with. And in the end, Vasalico has to just nod it away and behind, or away and over the touchline perhaps, for a throw. Asia Garitano will know, with 15 minutes remaining, taking on Atletico with a chance to beat them, really is yet another indication of just how far his Leganés side have come. Free kick given away there for the knock on Koke. A bit of a wry smile from the Atletico man, but nevertheless it is a free kick. Oh dear, I'm not sure there's too much in that, is there? Has to be said. There we are. 0-0, moving towards the 77th minute of the game. Atletico went into this one, as I said, having to try and move back above Sevilla, who leapfrogged them into second onto 16 points. At the moment, Atletico would end the day on 15 if things stay as they are, but there are 14 minutes remaining, plus what the referee adds on. And they are perfectly capable. Just need a moment of magic, a moment of inspiration from someone, Atletico, to try and nick all 3 points. Saul pulling away on this near side, closed down by Raul Garcia. Raul Garcia doing exceptionally well now. Simonovski, intelligent ball forward, but Beauview isn't really a hold-up type of striker. Likes to run onto balls, likes to get in low on the end of low crosses, and there is a yellow card there. It's the second yellow card of the game. Has looked a frustrated figure at times today, Alex Simonovski. Second yellow card, second for Leganés. Follows Ruben Perez into the book, and yep, taking Savic's legs away from behind is always going to be a yellow card, especially at this stage of the encounter. Yannick Carrasco. They've had 4 set pieces. Again, I don't want to say it every time, but just a slight look of bemusement. I know it's not that, but that's a better ball in and a better result this time. It was Jose Jimenez, or was it Torres in there? Let's have a look. Initial instinct was it was Torres. It was, I think. Jimenez was just behind him. Let's have a look who this actually connects with. I'm sure you're all shouting at the screens now. I should be able to see. Yep, off Torres' shoulder, looping up onto the, or beyond the roof of the net, really. They must have practiced those so many times. They are set piece specialists, so the feeling goes. And now we will see the introduction of another Leganés player. It will be Amrabat who comes on. Nordin Amrabat, forward on loan from Watford, really is a, I was going to say a big unit, but a powerful player. The Dutch-born or Holland-born Morocco international. Netherlands-born, let's say. He really will add something, a new dimension up front, and give Godin and Savic more to think about, no doubt about that. Wondering who he'll come on for. May well be a direct swap for Beauview, or whether he comes on for the likes of Ruben Perez or indeed Javier Eraso. Eraso not really involved going forward, doing a lot of good defensive work, mind. Alzar goes over, maybe now the change can be made. I think that one hurt. Getting a knock from Vasalico. And there is Amrabat ready to enter the fray, the 30-year-old, formerly of VVV Benlo, PSV, Kayseri Spor in Galatasaray in Turkey, and then Malaga before joining Watford in 2016. Just remains to be seen, waits for the numbers to go up. Alzar nudged over, maybe just the awkward way he fell. See the replay of that on several occasions. It looks to be okay though. Initially to hold his wrist, didn't he? Ivan Cuellar will take the resulting free kick. Alzar back on his feet, looks okay. Down the line it goes. Beauvue did enough to ensure the knockdown fell to Alzar, and the cross in. The crowd felt right under the nose of the lines, and there was a foul there on Alzar. Not so, says the official with the flag. Will Jimenez keep this in? He does. Gets it forward. It's a good touch as well from Yannick Carrasco, really driving upfield. He'll have to wait for teammates though. They're not anywhere near as quick. 3 Leganés players came across. Siabas retreating to a central defensive position. Partey. And from one end to the other now, Godin trying to put it back out. That's a terrible ball, looking for Carrasco. Looks frustrated, Carrasco, with that. I think he was frustrated at the fact that he received the ball and no one really put in the yardage to get up. And there is the change, and it will be Claudio Beauvue, who indeed Amrabat comes on for. Noureddine Amrabat is on. Works so hard, Beauvue, and those high balls aren't really, as I said before, his speciality. Not really playing to his strengths. 5'8", 1m74. So thumping long balls and hoping he'll beat the likes of Savic. Wasn't really going to achieve that great a deal, but Amrabat, I can promise you, will put himself about from what I've seen of him. Thomas Partey off Szymanowski, throw into Atletico in front of the Leganés bench down below us. Gabby flicks it forward, Carrasco nodges it in. Partey just gets a foot in it and puts it back to his captain across to Savic on that far side. Amrabat just ensuring that the Atletico players have to move the ball around. Savic on this near side having a look up. 8 minutes of the 90 remaining, plus what the referee adds on. Maybe a slight sense of urgency needed, especially by Atletico. I did say they like to remain patient, but when it starts reaching this stage of the game, maybe they should just start turning up the heat a little bit, moving through the gears, and any other cliche I can think of, but something has to happen. Szymanowski, they're waving players forward. In the end, Savic gets it away from Amrabat into midfield, and it's just Atletico getting to the first balls at the moment. Got to say that it will be Leganés who would be happier with a point and a share of the spoils here against their far more illustrious neighbours. I don't think it's unfair to say that either. Fernando Torres to Jimenez. Saúl into the area now, tries the shot, blocked by Raúl Garcia, away and behind, corner Atletico. Ivan Cuellar just demanding that his players do as he says. Amrabat just on, needs to know where he'll be. He's defending the front post. Another set piece, another routine they will have worked on the training ground, of course. All the dice having been thrown, all the die having been thrown, perhaps, plural of dice, now having been rolled by both sides. That's headed out. Nabil Alzar can have a look up, but that's a poor clearance. Siabas will continue. He thumps it upfield. Great control from Szymanowski, has 3. Really doesn't choose the right ball with his right foot, does he? Carrasco gets back, but he's in trouble there. Belgian gets away with it the second time. Good battling, it has to be said, by Carrasco. If you make a mistake, quickly correct it, and he did that just there. Saúl on this right wing, 7 back for Leganés already, as Thomas Partey lays it out to the left flank. Koke will look to bring this down. He was inspirational against Las Palmas with a couple of goals when Atletico really just needed to get themselves further into the lead after Las Palmas scored, but no chances for him this evening. Chances few and far between all round. That's good work from Ruben Perez over to Zaldúa, who I think wanted that to arrive to him a bit quicker. In the end, Gabby has to make the challenge. Good example that footballers will virtually appeal for anything. Considering that quite clearly came off Gabby. Throwing Thaldua down the line. Amrabat there holding it up, but losing out, having built up the substitute. How good he'll be at being the target man. Immediately loses it on first contact. Now Jimenez. And there's an example, I've got to say, it's quite rare from Atletico. They've lost the ball 89 times. Just connecting with our camera pod down to the right. Simeone still chattering away to anyone who'll listen, trying to correct things. Second ball left on the field by Leganés. They, as I said, will be far more appreciative of a point against one of last season's top three than Atletico. Of course, it would mean that their start to the season, Atletico in the league, sees them remain unbeaten going into the second international break of the campaign. And they return Atletico. They face Football Club Barcelona 2 weeks tomorrow in the Wanda Metropolitano, whilst for Leganés they take on Malaga on the same day, Sunday the 15th. Saul, dummy to send it in with his right, then back, or with his left, then onto his right, then back to his left, and the cross all the way through. Nobody in a red and white shirt attacking that. Fernando Torres nowhere near as mobile as he used to be. The ball's played slightly closer to him than that. Here is Simeone desperately trying to inspire his players, wondering where a goal is going to come from. They just don't seem to be able to work out a way, and of course, whilst it remains 0-0, they're vulnerable to a real moment of inspiration from Leganés. Amrabat not able to bring that down. Gerard Gumbau getting instructions from Asia Garitano. Long ball played forward looking for Saul. Now Fernando Torres turns away, but Siobas lost sight of it, cleared up. Szymanowski won't get on the end of that. Partey will. Amrabat battling away, and Szymanowski takes it off him. Szymanowski into midfield. That's a glorious ball now. Noureddine Amrabat on the left of the area, looking up, waiting for Leganés players to join him. Keeps hold of possession, does well. Couldn't get the cross in, but now they'll want something from him. Back into midfield, sensible play. Ruben Perez just slows it down, and having been in this position themselves, Leganés, it's Atletico's turn to sit back and have to just rebuff the home team's attempts to probe and prod and find a way through. Amrabat, there's an awful lot of controversy throughout this game about whose throwing it is in this encounter. Players a bit touchy about who got the last touch of the ball. Leganés throw it is, though. I think both sides have benefited from what looked like 50-50s. There's Amrabat getting away from Jimenez. I said he was strong. Clips it up into the near post. Palmed down by Jan Oblak. Still not clear. Bouncing around. Thomas Partey. Very good from him. Brings it under control. Can't find a player. Oh dear, I think that was a Leganés throw, wasn't it? I can't see how Thomas Partey got that off a Leganés player, but Carrasco will edge forward. If they score from this Atletico, the home fans won't be happy. Saul holds it up on this right flank. Carrasco, just see what's in front of him, the number of blue and white shirts, trying to work his way through, but really just a fruitless task, it has to be said. He really should have looked up for a teammate there. Trying to slalom his way through all the Leganés defenders. As Thaldua continues to run, and he's brought down clumsily there by Vasalica, and that will be a booking for the Atletico sub. Don't think he can look too innocent there. Just trying to put an era on Vasalico's look there with the hair and the moustache. Doesn't look like he comes from not quite the 1920s, but there's Jan Oblak's palm down now on the far side. Amrabat trying to use his physique, does very well. Nabil El Sar on the edge of the area, gets in the shot, but Jan Oblak always going to save that low down to his left. But this late on, it is Leganés who are creating the chances and forcing the Atletico keeper into making the saves, even if that one was perhaps nothing more than a training ground stop. Saul now. It's become a bit frustrating with Atletico just too many passes at times. There's the ball up for Godin. He flicks it down. Carrasco can't reach it. Ivan Cuellar comes away with it. Carrasco trying to force the keeper into taking the quick kick upfield. Staying near him, Carrasco won't do any good in this day and age. You interfere with the keeper taking a kick there, it usually results in a yellow card. Thomas Partey kneed that up, thied it up. Zar brings it under control, takes it away from Koke to Thaldur, who's shown he does like to run, stays on his feet. Thaldur does exceptionally well there, but in the end intercepted by Gabi down the line, and free kick to Atletico. Now, is there some urgency in Los Colchoneros? Do they have the real grit to get this forward at speed and run? Leganés given time again by this slow passing motion to get back, get behind the ball. Kept in by Saul, but that's all that's done is give Leganés possession. Up it goes, Amrabat brings it down again ahead of Jimenez, who just paused. Amrabat inside, but a poor touch, it has to be said. Not sure what Amrabat's complaining about. Maybe he thought he was fouled, but he didn't see too much in that. Godin, who's been pushed forward, trying to provide an answer. Permanently staying upfield, El Saad. Eraso out to the far side. Yeah, always going to try and buy a free kick there, wasn't he? Gabi. Eraso just closing him down. Now Savic across the halfway line. Deep into the second minute of the three added on by Mr. Gil Manzano. Good defensive header that, just to edge it further away. Leganés, as I said, will be the happier of the two with this point, if indeed it stays like this for a further 60 seconds or so. Jose Jimenez, back it goes again. Gabi up into the area finally. Godin trying to win the header, doesn't. And in the end the referee decides the offside flag was up. Frustrated looks from the Atletico players. There's Godin beyond the last man. Shouts of Lega Lega. Not quite as fast as I've made it sound, but the Atleti fans finding their voice as well. And Leganés, as you can see, have held their far more illustrious neighbours, and they are delighted. They are the underdogs. They are the fighting spirit of La Liga Santander. Talk about operating on small budgets. Is there time for Amrabat to get a cross in here? The referee has a look at his watch. No, there isn't. And look at the celebration. Leganés have held Atlético de Madrid. It's a real scalp for them. The fans delighted. They frustrated, they denied, and they stopped Atletico from finding a way through. Really so few chances. The Atleti fans can reflect on the fact their team were perhaps just not at it today, tired from their exertions in midweek, maybe. But will they see it as 2 points dropped? If they are going to challenge for the title, one has to wonder if Barca or Real Madrid will come to Leganés and draw a blank.